Hey guys, and welcome back to Cool School. Today we're going to be making a 3D daisy flower in Blender. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to Discord and we want to go to the Cool School channel. And on the left hand side of the screen, come down to Flowers in Blender. Click that, and you'll see at the top is our daisy flower. And we've already created our text. So click on the image. You're going to come up to the right hand side and you're going to click Open in Browser. You're then going to right click and save image as and find your daisies, your daisy folder, so you can easily find it. All right, so we're in Blender. We're going to magic box the cube, camera, and light source. Tap delete on your keyboard. We do not need those for this project. And we're going to start creating our daisy. Now we need to make the flower of the daisy, the button, the middle part of the flower, the stem, the leaves, and the under part of the flower that meets the stem. So we've got a few items that we're going to make. We're going to start with making the actual daisy flower. So here's one way to do it. We come up to Add, the right hand side of the screen, Mesh, and we're going to come down and we're going to add a cylinder. We're going to tap Tab on our keyboard to tab into Edit Mode. We're going to come up to the right hand side of Edit Mode and we're going to make sure Faces is selected. So we're then going to select the top face. So left click on the top face and we're going to scale that out. So bring that out. Very nice. Now we're going to orbit down by holding your middle mouse button down and moving to the bottom. Select the bottom face. And we're going to tap S on our keyboard and scale that all the way in. Perfect. Now we're going to select the top face. We're going to tap Delete on our keyboard and hit Faces. So now we have this nice little cone shape. I'm going to tap Tab into Object Mode, and we're going to want to add our texture. So we're going to come to the right hand side of the screen and we're going to click our material globe. We're then going to hit New. We're going to come down to Base Color and hit the yellow button next to Base Color. And in the drop down window, we're going to hit Image Texture. We're then going to hit Open. Navigate to your pictures. We're going to then navigate to our daisy map. Open image. And you don't see your image yet because we have to come up to the right hand side of this window to the material globes. And we're going to hit the down arrow next to the globes and come down and hit texture. So that looks just crazy and wonky, and that is not what we want this to look like. So we're going to fix this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to look directly down on our flower. So I'm going to tap num7 on my keypad, my numbers pad. And now we're getting a direct view down into the cone. So we want that. We're then going to tab into edit mode, tap A for all. We're then going to tap on the letter U on our keyboard, and we're going to go down and we're going to project from view. So we're looking directly down at our mesh. So we want to project our image from that view. So we click on that, and now we see something happened with our image map. But you're not going to be able to tell until we go up into UV editing. So to the top of the screen, UV editing. And now you see you have a perfect round circle of mesh. And that was that view that we grabbed just a minute ago. Bring your mouse, hover that over the left-hand side of the screen, over your texture map, and tap A for all. And we're going to grab our move tool, and we're just going to move that over our daisy image. And I'm going to tap S on my keyboard to bring that up. And I just want it enough. There we go, and just finesse that so all of your flower is in the circle. Okay, now we're going to come up to layout, and you're going to see your daisy flower. Okay, so we've got our daisy flower. Now we're going to make a button, and that is this little middle part here. So we're going to add a mesh, and we're going to add a UV sphere. And I'm going to grab my move tool, and I'm just going to move that down. And so we don't need like all of this part of this sphere. So we're going to tab into edit mode. I'm going to hit faces, and I'm just going to get rid of all of these faces. So select all the faces, tap delete, and hit faces on the drop down menu. Okay. All right. Tab into object mode, and I'm just going to center this, and then I'm just going to scale it up a little bit. I don't want to scale it all the way up because there's some interesting stuff going on in this texture, so I kind of want those edges. I'm going to come down, orbit down a little bit, and I'm going to grab my scale tool and just scale that down a bit. Let's bring that up. And I don't want it sticking out the bottom, so make sure you've got that centered nicely. Beautiful. And so now we're going to want to texture this. So select the button, come to the right-hand side of the screen to your material globe. And instead of going through that whole thing of bringing in that texture map all over again, it's already in. So we come to this little globe to the left of new and hit the down arrow, and you'll see material 001. Click that, and you'll see that your map is placed on your button. But again, just like before, it doesn't look right. All right, so we hit 7 on our number pad again, and this way we get a view from above, looking down on our flower button. We tab into edit mode, we select A for all, and we hit the letter U on our keyboard, And again, we hit project from view. Now we see something happened with our texture map. And again, we have to go up to UV editing at the top of the screen. And here you can see we've got a perfect little round button of mesh here. Roll your mouse over the texture map and tap A to select all of that mesh. And grab your move tool and center that. And I'm going to tap S on my keyboard and I'm going to bring that up. And I want that. Perfect. Okay, after you've scaled that, come up to layout, go into layout, and you can see that your button is a perfect little button texture on it. So we're cooking with gasoline now, folks. All right, on to the bottom, or the butt of the flower, if you will. So we're in object mode. Right click and duplicate your flower. Hit escape so it snaps back into the original spot it was duplicated in. And just let's move it over a minute. We're now going to tab into edit mode. And we're going to go up to UV editing. So we can see that this duplicated cone, see it's selected here in the right hand object window. And you can see that it's mapped with the flower. Well, all we're going to do is we're going to move this down to the bottom of the flower. Tap S on our keyboard and bring that all the way in. Just make sure it's big enough to cover the whole thing. And there we go. Come up to layout, and now you can see that that duplicated cone now has the bottom section in it. And we're going to tap S on our keyboard and just bring that down a bit. Move it into place. Yikes. Okay, let's bring that down. And obviously we have to scale this up a bit. And we want to bring it down close enough to where it looks like it belongs there. And far enough away so it's not going through to the other side. Perfect. And now we've got the bottom of our flower.